In this peppy list, I cover China's contact with the outside world during the Middle Ages. World events and social changes sometimes alter a country's policies on how they interact with the outside world. During the Middle Ages, China sometimes had an open-door policy with outsiders, and it sometimes had a closed-door policy. This video highlights China's relations with the outside world during the Middle Ages and how they changed during the different medieval dynasties. Topics covered include foreign relations during the Tang Dynasty, foreign relations during the Yuan Dynasty, and foreign relations during the Ming Dynasty. This section also covers Marco Polo and the explorer Zheng He. First on the list for medieval China's foreign relations is the Tang Dynasty. At the beginning, the Chinese favored foreign contact, but towards the end of this dynasty, the Chinese began to fear contact with the outside world. The Chinese were open to foreign faiths at the beginning of this period, and Buddhism became more popular during this dynasty. The Tang Dynasty made travel safe along the Silk Road, and they traded with Persia and the Byzantine Empire over land. By sea, the Chinese traded with Korea, Japan, India, and what is now known as Indonesia. Eventually, resentment and mistrust built up against two groups in particular. These groups were the Uyghurs and the Buddhist monks. The Chinese felt threatened by these groups during the Middle Ages. The Uyghur ethnic group is a group of Chinese Muslims of Turkic descent. Next on the list is the Yuan Dynasty. China was ruled by foreigners during this time period. The name of the civilization that conquered China was the Mongols. Kublai Khan was the most influential leader of the Mongols in China during this dynasty. Mongol leaders respected merchants and encouraged and promoted trade. Christian missionaries even came to China during this period, partly to form an alliance against the Muslim civilizations and partly to spread Christianity through their missionary work. The capital of China during the Yuan Dynasty was Dadu. This city is now known as Beijing. It was also once known as Peking. The Chinese were at the bottom of the social hierarchy during this period, so resentment eventually grew against foreigners. Third on the list is the Ming Dynasty. In the beginning of the Ming Dynasty, China set up tributaries around the world and funded great voyages of exploration even before the European Age of Exploration. Towards the end of the Ming Dynasty, China looked inward and tried to close its doors to foreign influence. A great explorer named Zheng He went on maritime expeditions to bring new tributaries to China and to display China's power to the outside world. Eventually, China turned inward again to focus on fending off foreign invaders such as the Mongols. This rigid policy eventually led to their downfall when peasant rebellions began to break out in 1644. A famous traveler to China was the merchant Marco Polo. He was a young Italian trader who visited China during the Middle Ages. Marco Polo traveled from Venice in modern-day Italy through the Byzantine Empire, then on to Persia, and along the Silk Road in Central Asia. He eventually went to Indonesia and India too. This was extraordinary for a traveler during this time. Marco Polo visited the court of Kublai Khan, the emperor of China during this time. And the emperor liked him so much that he allowed him to travel around China for 17 years as his representative. When Marco Polo returned to Europe, he had someone write a book chronicling his experiences in China. It became a hit. And last on the list is Zheng He. I did some research, and some people also pronounce him Zheng He, but ultimately we're talking about the same person. Zheng He was China's greatest explorer. Most of us have never heard of this great explorer because textbooks tend to focus on European exploration. Zheng He, in 1405, set out with over 300 large ships to explore, gain tribute, and show off China's power. The fleet carried over 28,000 men, and some of the ships had watertight compartments that had aquariums in it to keep live fish for food. Zheng He was a trusted advisor and became the admiral of the Western Seas. He did this all before European explorers like Columbus and Magellan. It has not been proven yet, but there exists a theory that part of his fleet even made it to the Americas. We do know for sure that his fleet made it to India, Persia, Arabia, and parts of Africa. So in summary, this Pepe list covered 5 key areas for medieval China's foreign relations. The areas covered were foreign relations during the Tang Dynasty, foreign relations during the Yuan Dynasty, foreign relations during the Ming Dynasty, Marco Polo, and Zheng He. I hope you like this list. Please like and subscribe.